The world is a constant flux of new global economies and evolving technologies. In line with the UAE vision for the next 50 years, AIM Digital, the first digital edition of the annual investment meeting, with a theme Reimagining Economies, the move towards a digital, sustainable and resilient future, will showcase the most attractive investment opportunities for people from over 170 countries. Join AIM Digital from 20 to 22 October. Visit aimcongress.com.
Hello everyone, good afternoon Brunei and good morning Dubai, and a very warm welcome to all the participants and jury members to the AIM Brunei Startups Virtual Pitch Competition 2020. My name is Mehak and I will be your host for today's event. Let me first start off by saying thank you to all the participants for patiently waiting for today's competition. As we all know, the competition was originally scheduled to be held in March as a physical competition and was since postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak and nationwide lockdown. On behalf of the co-organizers, Islamic Development Bank Group and Darussalam Enterprise, we are pleased to resume our partnership with AIM and the Ministry of Economy of the United Arab Emirates in our journey to discover disruptive companies and competitive solutions within Brunei's startup ecosystem. AIM, in short of Annual Investment Meeting, is the largest investment platform in the world. As an initiative of the UAE's Ministry of Economy, AIM has been promoting a healthier global economy by linking investment opportunities to fast-growing economies under several pillars. The first one being foreign direct investment, foreign portfolio investment, small and medium enterprise, future cities, One Belt, One Road, and last but not the least, are startups. We are excited to listen to each of the four shortlisted applicants to showcase their company's product and solutions as they compete for a chance to represent Brunei at the final AIM 2020 Global Startups Champions League later this year. Before we begin, please allow me to introduce our members of the jury panel for today's competition. We have our first jury, Dr. Rex Pacara, the digital faculty consultant at McGraw Hill Education. Then we have our second jury, Mr. Gaurav Shotria, the assistant vice president at Bhavan Cybertech. Third, our jury is Mr. Jeffrey Lowe, the managing partner at Brunei International Business. I would request all the jury members to please come on stage and give a few words to our startups before we begin with the competition. Over to you, jury members.
We would like to say thank you very much and thank you for being around, everyone. And it is a pleasure to be here with you. And I'm personally very excited to meet and to hear what you will have to present to us. And I hope that your companies become successful. And if they're not successful at this moment, become successful. And I hope that you learn from this experience. Thank you very much.
Hi teams, this is Gaurav. I'm very happy to be part of the jury. And as Dr. X said, it's a phenomenal opportunity for all of you to participate and showcase your talent and what you have to offer. As we all know, the world is a stage for all of us to present. It's a global economy. So I wish all the best to all the teams participating. And let's hope we all have an interesting session. Thank you.
Hi, very good morning. I'm Jeffrey. Thank you very much for inviting me to participate in this very great event. I would say it's very exciting, especially seeing four different companies, in different sectors, technology, be it historical, cultural value, and education. Yeah, I'm very excited to listen to your pitch, and more importantly is do not be afraid to dream, but also, all the best to you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you to all the jury members for coming upon the stage and giving a few words to our startups. Also, thank you so much for carving out time from your busy schedules to be a part of this competition. Now, before we hand over the floor to our first presenter, let us recap on the format and the rules for the pitching competition today. Each startup will be given 5 minutes for pitching and 5 minutes for the Q&A session with the juries. Timekeeping for the pitch and the Q&A session will be managed via chat box. Timekeeping for both will be managed by our organizers. Please refrain from posting any messages in the chat room unless you are the jury member or the organizing team. Keep yourselves on mute at all times unless you are the speaker. The scoring will take place after each Q&A session. Jury members, do not forget to stay done in the chat box once you are done with scoring the startups. The overall scores will be tallied at the end of the competition, and the overall winner will be announced during the closing segment of today's event. If any participants happen to come across any technical difficulties, please do refresh your web browser or log out and log in back again. Otherwise, please switch to another web browser. The webinar platform is supported by Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Microsoft Edge. All right, without any further ado, let's begin with today's competition. For our first contestant, we have Al Hufas Management, which will be represented by Logman Hamdan. Logman, over to you and good luck. Mr. Logman, can you please switch on your camera?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Dubai, and good afternoon, Brunei. My name is Lokman Hamdan. I'm the founder and CEO of Al Hufas Management. Al Hufas Management, we are a team that digitizes Islamic education. Back in 2016, before I founded my company, I'm a recent graduate, newlywed, young man, and broke. So I teach Quran for a living. Not only me, my fellow friends from Islamic universities, we are very having hard time finding a jobs. At the same time, during that time, people are complaining, why is it so hard to find Al-Quran teachers? So let me share you a story. This is Lieutenant Hidayatullah Sweb, where he received the Sword of Honor Award from His Majesty, the Sultan of Brunei last year. But what many people don't know that since 2016, he only works for me as an Quran educator because it is so hard to find a job. During that time, we even Googled, we even searched Uber of Al-Quran teaching, and we found out there is no solution yet. My team and I developed a platform that connect Al-Quran teachers and customers. We solve the problem of finding Al-Quran teachers. At the same time, we help these recent graduates to earn money with us. Alhamdulillah, yes, we create jobs. We even received an award from His Majesty, the best youth project for giving jobs to the youth. During our first time developing the platform, we make a survey, 360 respondents to a survey. 88% of them said that they don't have any Quran classes yet at their own comfort home. Surprisingly, 89% of them said that they are interested to have the Quran class at their own home. So during that time, we develop more. And if we look at the market, where Brunei is not even 500,000 Muslim population, but there are 70% of them are Muslim. If we can tap 10% of the market in Brunei, it will be amazing. But that's Brunei. Let's look up in the world, where even Belgium will reach 1 million Muslim population in 2030. The question is, who's going to teach them Al-Quran education? Alhamdulillah, by today, we have more than 300 educators within the platform and conducted more thousands of engagement per week. Our websites are fully equipped with live chat features and all the classes can be booked online. We make money by cutting payments from each of the classes And we are targeting ourselves to reach 20 million in total revenue by 2023. My CTO and I are both parents. We are solving a problem that many parents are having. My background, I graduated from Sultan Sharif Ali Islamic University, Bachelor of Science Islamic Finance, and have an experience more than a decade teaching Quran. My CTO is an amazing software engineer. He used to work for Microsoft India. We are seeking 300,000 Brunei dollars to go fast, further develop the platform, and also scale our team, and a big marketing push to bring more thousands of students to our platform within the first year. There are a lot of Islamic education or service that we can look into in the future. If you believe us, if you want to help us, contact us after the pitch. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lockman, for this amazing presentation. Now, I would like to invite our panel of juries on stage for the Q&A session. Jury members, you may begin with your questions now.
Can I have it first? Thank you very much, Mr. Lockman. You're wonderful. Thank you very much for your presentation. Now, I just want to ask this particular question because there are three pillars in terms of educational excellence, and I know that your kind of concentration is one that is specialized into the kind of Islamic studies that you have. And I went to your website. I looked into the different activities that you're involved with. And generally, what we have is teaching excellence, one of the three pillars. The other one is going to be that of community engagement, and the other one is research. Okay, since I am into education, I've been a teacher for many, many years as well. So I'm pretty much familiar with the kind of operation and the requirements. My question, Mr. Lockman, is how do you ensure that the three pillars are basically according to what's required in terms of standards? What I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to ask is, in terms of community service, can you at least come up with a very brief description, probably a sentence or two, in terms of research as well? Okay, and that's basically that, Mr. Lockman.
Thank you for the question, Dr. Rex. We have already partnered with a local government where we teach Quran for free, but by having funding from the public, and it already reached 5 digits today. And we don't charge for those who cannot afford to pay our classes. At the same time, not only providing jobs to the community, but we are having youth leaderships event in schools. We also giving back to the community by cleaning up the campaign, cleaning up the river. We're also giving foods to the needs during Ramadan fasting. And during COVID, some of the families in Brunei are having hard time. We give them foods and drinks from all the rich people in Brunei, give the money to us to provide all the community service.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lockman. I'll give the floor to the others. Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Lockman. This is Gaurav here again. Just a quick question from my side. You rightly mentioned that you are kind of an Uber for the Islamic studies. That's a very novel idea, very, very interesting and inspiring. A quick question would be, as you rightly said, the market is not just Brunei, it is outside also. And when I go through your website, while there's a lot of interesting stuff, I would want to understand from you what's your plan in terms of leveraging technology, things like mobile apps and social media to enhance, because you're seeking a funding. 6 to 12 months.
Mr. Gaurav, can you your question again?
Okay, my question was, what is your technological expansion plan? How do you plan to expand your services by leveraging on technology like mobile app, social media, and some of those? Because right now your website has limited information, interesting but limited information. So do you have any plans for that?
Alhamdulillah, we are looking forward for more VR and AR content in the future, and also personalized distance learning, similar to what Udemy have been doing recently. And also, we will have more service in the future, not only in education, but also funeral management, event management, in terms of Islamic event. And one of our authority in Brunei, the technology side, have been approaching us to have those data to become a big data company in the future too.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Lokman. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, Mr. Jeffrey?
All right. I have one question regarding your 250 endorsed educators. When you mention endorsed educators, are you referring only locally in Brunei itself, or are your educators are all over from other region as well?
That's a good question. Thank you, Mr. Jeffrey. Alhamdulillah, in Brunei, all our educators are endorsed by Islamic Religious Council of Brunei. And our partner in Singapore, who have more than 3,000 teachers there, they are endorsed by Islamic Religious Council of Singapore. So every country that we've been to, there will be a certain party that we will contact them to make sure all the teachers are endorsed and certified.
Yeah, because I'm actually looking at scalability. In the event that in future you scale to other parts of the world, do you how do you actually get them endorsed as well? That's the question.
The good thing that we've been outside of Brunei so far, we've been contacting a lot of partners outside, such as MUIS in Indonesia and EEK. EEK is one of the largest Al-Quran organization in Indonesia. So they endorse those teachers to teach Quran.
I'm so
Also
sorry to cut you off, Mr. Lokman, but your time is up.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for the questions, juries, and the feedback provided. Jury members, you may now begin scoring the company. Please drop a message in the chat box once you're done with scoring.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lockman, for the exciting presentation. For our second contestant, we have Grominda, which will be represented by Anthony. Anthony, over to you, and good luck.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity once again. Let me share screen for my presentation. Sorry. I hope everyone can see my.
We cannot see your screen, Mr. Anthony, till now. Could you try sharing it again?
There you go. All right.
Yeah, it's better. Thank you.
Hi, so my name is Anthony. I'm from Grominda. So Grominda is a company that focuses on developing young talents for work ready, to be work and future ready for companies and organizations to hire. So as you can see, our vision is to be the leading center of developing future and work ready workforce with our mission to produce employable talent as well by integrating technology, innovation as well as other various solutions. So we would like to complement education system with data analytics on future jobs because as you know the current situation is that now with IR Industrial Revolution 4.0 job scopes are changing very fast. Some jobs are going out of style and new jobs are coming into style. Um, so the problem we are facing right now is employability. We have Brunei last year has over 9,000 unemployed. 2,000 of them are of degree and above. So the reason for them of not being unemployed is lacking of work experiences among the youth and mismatch of the skills taught during the studies with the job skills required. And most of them don't have enough exposure into training and development in the early stage. So this is the framework that Grominda has formed over the last 2-3 years. So we built, as you can see on the left-hand side, we built a recruitment platform that help young talents to connect with companies to gain work experience through internship, project-based, and also voluntary. It's a website. It's called plusexp.com. So what we are coming up with next with is Talent Space. So it's a co-working hub managed by Grominda for the talents who are working remotely for regional and international companies. So this is something that is still in the pipeline. What we have done on the right hand side of the screen is something that we have done before in order to feed more talents into Plus XP. So built, we did an event called Brunei Hacks. It's a hackathon competition. So from the hackathon competition itself, we discovered over 50 plus talents, and out of the 50, 30 of them are programmers, various programmers, designers for the IR 4.0. Yeah. So this is talent management pipeline where we start from fresh talents and then we train them, we give them various tools to be young professional talents and then out into a future ready workforce. So this is 2 years ago. We started a partnership with Glintz. Glintz is from Singapore. They have a footprint in Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, and Hong Kong as well. So this partnership is very valuable to us because we are using this partnership to give opportunities for local Bruneians not only to work in Brunei, but outside of Brunei as well. Because the advantages of hiring, this is what our sales pitch to foreign companies, is that Bruneians are well versed in both Malay and English language, which is very useful for countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. So this partnership is very important for us moving forward, especially for the tech talent space. I will go into that more later. So this is our success match overview. This is in the year 2019. We have placed over 55 internship, 60 volunteers, and a total of 115 placements 2019. So from this internship, just to give you an overview, over 80% of them have been hired directly by the company that they have internship with, or directly hired to another company. So internship is very useful. They find it very useful in developing their CV. This is our traction overview. Our database have over our plusexp.com has a database of over 94 companies. And the talents, we have over 2,500 talents. So this is what's next for us. We are looking to upgrade into Plus XP 2.0. That includes integration of data analytics and data visualization. We are looking to establish Chrome in the academy. We also want to establish the tech talent space for remote working. This is our timeline for next year. Obviously, with COVID, we're trying to take full advantage of it as well by having an academy to teach these young graduates extra skills that is needed by the market, put them into internship program. By the third quarter, we put them into a workforce via talent space. Talent space meaning they're going to be working in Brunei for foreign companies. Like as we are doing right now, we are pitching to people outside of Brunei right now. So that's how the talent space is going to work. Yes.
So sorry to interrupt, Mr. Anthony, but your time is up.
Thank you.
I would
Thank you. I'm
now
almost
like to
done. Thanks.
invite our panel of juries on stage for the Q&A session. Jury members, you may begin with your questions now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tony, and I would like to commend you for your presentation, especially now that with the pandemic around, and it's I would like to think it's really necessary for talent acquisition. And your company, I would like to thank again, if properly managed, is going to be very very important. Now, my question here, Mr. Tony, is that I'll be focusing on your market analysis. There is a very classical theory by Michael Porter, and this theory has something to do with the five forces in the market. And since you're basically a new entrant in the market, then how do you make sure that you have a value proposition? How do you differentiate yourself from the competitors in terms of the kind of value that you offer to the market, knowing that there are just too many competitors that you have? I'm very familiar with the kind of offering that you're giving. What differentiates you from the others?
Uh, Thank you, Dr. Rex. That's a very good question. To be honest, the differentiation is something we've been trying to, because when we started with Plus XP first, our differentiation is only, we focus on internship recruitment. But as we understand that the market right now is looking for direct hire as well for full-time employees, this is where we try to make a differentiation by having an academy under our umbrella so that we can train them based on the skills that the company, the potential company that's hiring them, so that by the time when they join the company, they are what in their words, they're ready to hit the ground running, because companies usually take about 3 months, 6 months, so that they can start contributing to the company. So we want to be the differentiator by shortening this time.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Rex.
Hi, Tony. Thanks for your presentation. My quick question is, I could not see, maybe because of the paucity of time, but can you throw a little light on your revenue model? How is your revenue model right now? How do you charge the customers? And is there a model that you are thinking of?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gaurav. Sorry to interrupt you earlier. So looking at the academy, so we're looking at per head about between 1,500 to 2,000 per student, per intake, per person. Recruitment fee, it's a market normal of a commission of 15% of the annual salary. As for the tech talent, our revenue model is based on space rental. So if one person is sitting down here, for example, working for AIM as research, so you'll be remitting salary, we'll be doing the taxes over here and everything. So we're charging about 100 to 150 per person for rental and service charge, HR and all this. So that's how we are charging.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Mr. Jeffrey.
Okay, just to add on to Dr. Rex's question regarding competitors differentiator. Apart from that, I'm pretty concerned that how do you actually acquire customer in terms of have you looked into the cost of customer acquisition? Because you have to build academy, right? How do you acquire these students?
Yes, Mr. Jeffrey, that's a very good question as well, because our customer acquisition has only been through Instagram as well. before Instagram, obviously, we were doing direct contact with universities, institutions. There's not much universities. There's 7 universities in Brunei. So we've already spoken to them, and yeah, they can only in the last year they can only give us leftovers, meaning those who are not bonded to any form of scholarship. So these are the students that they have given to us, and also the public who have registered on our website, which plus is EXP.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffrey.
Thank you very much, jury members, for your questions and the feedback provided. Jury members, you may now begin scoring the company. Please drop a message in the chat box once you're done with scoring. Thank you, Anthony, for
Thank you.
now for our third contestant, we have Innovero, which will be represented by Ayan. Anne, over to you and good luck.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, there we go. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Ian, and I'm the co-founder and the founder and the CEO of Innovero. A little bit of history of Innovero. Innovero is a Brunei-based startup that focuses on providing end-to-end enterprise solutions through innovative methods with drones and IoT software. At this stage, we use this two things: drones as a service and software as a service. Our main goal is to always enhance our clients' and way of collecting data. Our vision and our mission is always to be the pioneer in the local industry that creates both demand and supply for all drone-related services, stimulating economic growth and increasing awareness of the role of the industry in supporting Industry 4.0. And our mission is to create innovative solutions for the industry to be more efficient and cost-effective doing operations and create local opportunities. There are 3 problems locally that we are trying to solve. Problems, number 1 would be difficult to collect real-time data to make better decisions. Traditional inspection is manual and time-consuming and therefore expensive, and also minimizing human and unnecessary shutdowns before entering sites or start any task. And there are four potential approach that we're looking at. Potential approach number one, visual data collection. Second, predictive modeling. Third, real-time data. And fourth, the drone academy. So far, Innovero has been established since 2019. We have a couple of clients that we are currently working on, and also helping them to improve certain process. These are the clients that we're looking at. And our partners throughout this 1 year and 2 years and a half, we have local partners and also strategic technology partners such as DJI, Amazon, Flying Labs, and so on. We are in the process of trying to establish Brunei Flying Labs. This would encourage us to sort of start our journey to international markets. This is our project sample of health crop monitoring that we have successfully did. As you can see here, there are different weeks of data collected using NDVI and drones. So in week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5, as you can see in these boxes, it has an algorithm that says a potential threat has been detected. So at this current week 2, at this current plot, we are looking at over fertilized or something is not right, is overly green. And then week 3, we are looking at yellowish, greenish. And then week 4, it turns about with yellow, light green. And week 5, within this 4 weeks and week 5, it has something called bomb or known as Bena Perang as attacked the current field. So following with week 6, the field has been destroyed. So at this current point and moment, we help the government to sort of make decisions better, either the slash and burn, or we start using drone spraying to counter these pests. And we managed to cover over 70 hectares in 4 days. At this moment, Innovero's roadmap is between 2019 and 2020 is securing projects in Brunei. We managed to secure projects up to USD 50K. And quarter 3, quarter 4, towards end of this year, we are partnering with government bodies, mainly from the Department of Civil Aviation, and also launching the Innovero Academy. In stage 3, quarter 1, and quarter 2 in 2021, we are preparing ourselves to enter the oil and gas industry. It is not an easy industry, as we all know. So we are still creating our own workforce and such and on. Stage 4, which is quarter 3 to quarter 4 next year, we want to start our own R&D for our very own drone solutions. And also integration with AI, machine learning, and drone sensors to be enhanced better operations. And stage 5, expansion to international markets. This is where Flying Labs would be potentially our entry point. The ultimate goal in Innovero is to create an autonomous solution where we have the IoT sensors, the drones, the AI and machine learning where we process, and cloud. And we also have the dashboard. So this would act a end-to-end solutions. For example, in the farm, you have the drones and the IoTs on board. Once the IoT is censored, it will then automatically fly a drone to the located GPS and collect data. Once the data is collected, it will be processed through AI machine learning in the cloud, and also then it will push all this information and data to a dashboard. Our ask is seed funding amounting to USD 350K for the next 24 months. Technology partners and experts, market access. Most of these costs will definitely focus on R&D and also operations. At this current point, we are a 4-man team that is working with in Brunei. So with this funding, hopefully we'll be able to hire more expertise and also more technology partners to be onboarded. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian, for this exciting presentation. And now I would like to ask our jury members to come up on stage for the Q&A session. Jury members, you may begin with your questions now.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ian. At this point, I don't have questions to ask. I'll leave the questioning to my colleagues. Thank you.
Hi, Ian. Thank you for your presentation. It was interesting. So I'm sure you know the industry. If you go by industry reports from, let's say, guys like Peter Diamandis or Singularity University, they're talking about drone industry, doubling itself in its scale in about 22 months, right? So my question would be, which I probably missed seeing in your presentation, was what are the new industry areas that you are looking at to sort of go in? While you mentioned about oil and gas and government, and there are many more. So you see guys like Amazon getting into so many other areas, right? And they are cannibalizing a lot of those industries. So what are your plans to secure yourself, from this kind of competition and the disruption in technology? So any thoughts on that?
At this point, we are trying to build our own solution, hence why we are still very local. We are looking at least minimum 2 years to be able to build our portfolio, our own solutions, and also our very own drone industry. We are not in the capacity to be able to do so much in terms of R&D because, again, 4-man is very little. And in terms of expertise, we've worked with multiple universities, internships and things like that. And we also work through Grominda to supply some of our internships. And as of now, we are definitely expanding, not internationally, but hopefully in the next 2 years. In terms of industry, definitely logistics is something that we're looking at. The advantage in Brunei is that most of the buildings here are not tall as a mosque. So it is not as tall as 60 to 70 meters. So logistics in terms of delivery, food delivery, or mail system could be potentially be a good POC in Brunei.
Thank you.
Hi, Ian. I've seen it's very exciting. Definitely, this is the direction to go, and this technology is fantastic. There's one question I have is regarding have you looked into the cybersecurity part of it, because nothing was mentioned about that. In terms of it's only processing data and collection of data. Yeah.
So in terms of security in Brunei, we are sort of have a one data, one policy. So every data has to be in Brunei for now. Most of the government's data are currently stored in our own sort of server or our own local government agency. We call this the agency where most of the government data are being stored.
So basically the data will be hosted locally, or are you, when you talk about the cloud, where is your cloud hosted?
So on our cloud base at this current point, we are still not negotiating, but we are still considering either using Azure or Amazon white base. And also this is one of the difficulties that we are having is to discuss with the local entities or the local companies whether they are comfortable having their data on cloud, and also having having it on cloud, it will be much cheaper and it will be much more sense in terms of cost. But if we were to build our own local server with all this technology, then it would definitely cost some of money to the clients.
Yeah, precisely, because if you are dealing with DSP or this, it's very proprietary, the data we're talking about.
Correct.
Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ian, just 1 minute. Do I still have time? Mihak, do I have time?
Yes,
Okay.
we have 2 minutes.
Okay, Mihak, sorry, Ian, I just noticed this now when you were presenting, okay? As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't supposed to be asking a question because somehow it's clear to me. But the thing is, when you were presenting, you keep on saying routinely that one of the difficulties. And how many years have this existed already? Is it 2 years, 1 year?
At this point, we existed in about 2 years. We started our projects or clients after COVID. So in the same time, we are one of the sort of lucky ones that after COVID, we managed to pick up business. And before COVID, our difficulties is that we're spending so much time in telling the government or our clients what data is. And
Ian, let me cut you short because of the time. See, I caught you again about the difficulties. For those 2 years that you have had so many difficulties, and even until now, you kept on mentioning difficulties. Have you done something? Do you have a laid out plan on how to face these difficulties?
Okay, one of the plans that we have is establishing our academy, which is the Drone Academy. We facing such as not enough pilots or certified pilots, so we decide to have a pilot certification. In terms of technology such as AI and machine learning building, we are also including into
I'm
one of
so
our.
sorry, Anne, to cut you off, but your time is up. Thank you very much for the questions, juries, and the feedback provided. Jury members, you may now begin scoring the company. Please drop a message in the chat box once you're done scoring. Thank you so much, Ian, for your time. Now, for our last contestant, we have Pixelated Enterprise, which will be represented by Izzuddin Hussain. Izzuddin, over to you and good luck.
Let me share my presentation. 1 second. Oops. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to judges and good afternoon to my fellow Bruneians. So I am Izzuddin on behalf of Pixelated. I would like to share what is Pixelated all about. Oops. I'm really sorry about that. I think I've taken something else. Okay. So Pixelated. So what is Pixelated? So Pixelated is a gaming development company. We are focused in developing mobile games and have released 7 in-house developed games, both on the iOS and the Android. So our mission and vision is basically to be a competitive gaming company, to be able to rival the gaming giants from Japan, Korea, and China, and produce games that are streamed all around the world. As you currently know that gaming is a very lucrative business where a lot of streamers are streaming it on Twitch and other platforms as well. So our vision is actually to strive to be the best or the top gaming company in Southeast Asia. So what makes Pixelated unique? So basically, we believe gaming is not just for entertainment or for some leisure, but we also believe it is a good platform for education purpose as well. So with that, we can use gaming to actually educate children, the Gen Z, and even adults. But what we want to focus in gaming is that we find gaming is a very good medium to teach people about culture. So from Pixelated, we want to specialize in teaching people all around the world about the Bruneian culture. So Pixelated have released 7 games on the iOS and Android platform. So 3 of the games are actually cultural based. So the 3 games that we have released, if from the left side, is the Nasi Katok Please. This is one of our top games. We have released it early this year during the COVID time. Apologies for my language. And we have received 10,000 downloads both on iOS and Android. And then aside from that, we have Gyro Gasing, where players can play around as if they are playing the real gasing on their mobile phone. And the other game is the Uninvitees. It's a horror AR game where we showcase the Bruneian horror folklore. So now, what is with Pixelated as well? So currently, there are three other games in development by the team. So we are hoping to release one of them by late this year. So how does this everything happen? So let me introduce the team. So basically myself, Izzuddin Hussain, is the founder and CEO of Pixelated. I have more than 8 years in IT experience. I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer and professional. I am accompanied by my colleague, Felicity Chan. She is the CMO. She is having 16 years of experience in marketing, event management, CSR activities, and retail. With both of us in the front hand, so we are doing what we can to actually manage and direct Pixelated into how we can be a competitive company. To support us, we have 8 other members that supports our development of the game. So we have our 3D artists, Azizi Joffrey and Maizato Akmal. We have 2 programmers supporting us, that is RF, and another recent one who joined us is Shafi. We have Nabila Sufre that is in charge of our 2D character design as well as the game design. And we also have 3 ladies that supports us for our cloud services, that is Mutia, Afifa, and Izati. So with that, I would like to thank everyone. And that is basically what we do in Pixelated. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Izzuddin, for this exciting presentation. And now I would like to invite our panel of juries on stage for the Q&A session. Jury members, you may begin with your questions now.
Thank you very much, Izzuddin, for that wonderful presentation. Now, my question is something to do with believability, because you need to understand that in the end, it's consistency in terms of believability that matters the most in order for you to have at least part of it, the major part of it, in order for your business to be stable and to be patronized by your customers. Just one of the 2 questions, if I still have time, together with the others. One, how does you mentioned that there's something to be value laden in terms of, in relation parallel to your culture in Brunei. I noticed that of the 7 applications, there is that one like Run Kitty Run.
Yes.
Okay. How does it relate to your culture?
Okay, so for Run Kitty Run, okay, so for us, what we see ourselves is a journey. So basically, because the gaming industry in Brunei is very, very new, I can say that we are one of the few companies who are actually spearheading that industry. So basically, we don't have the local talent to actually pursue a more sophisticated, more complex game. So basically, how do we approach is we use a way of like an agile kind of thing. So basically, to test the market, we test ourselves at the same time. So we test ourselves, what can we do, what is our capability, then we release it. So when we release it, we want to see how does the market accept it. So basically, when we released Run Kitty Run, that was one of our first game. We want to see what is the local interaction or local acceptance of a Bruneian developing company. So from that, yeah.
Okay, my question basically is, how does it relate to cultural values of Brunei, which is basically what you're hammering on, as I see it on your website, as I see it in your presentation, that your applications being released either in the Google market and iOS, they should be reflecting the values. That is basically the thrust of my question. How does it relate to cultural values?
Okay, so basically, Brunei being an Islamic country, so basically cat is one of the most dominant pets here in Brunei. So, and then like myself, I also have few pets of cat's pet. My team also have cats. So basically, we want to bring that kind of culture to show that Bruneian is a cat-loving country.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hi, Izzuddin. Thank you for the presentation. Just a quick one. What exactly is your monetization model? I mean, Dr. X has already spoken about the creativity aspects and the cultural aspects. What I would be interested to know is how are you looking at the sustainability of your company in terms of revenue streams and the growth going forward?
Okay, so for our revenue stream, we are going to focus into three kind of methods. So basically, first is the advertising. So we're going to implement advertising, but not just spam advertising, but we're going to go for what do you call that? It's where accomplishment advertising. So basically, if they accomplish something, there will be an advert that can help them to actually progress further. And then the second one will be in-app purchase. So basically, that will be doing the microtransaction for buying of the skins, buying of the additional levels, buying other stuff. And then the third one would be the current trend where to buy a seasonal pass. So with the seasonal pass, when they progress, they will get items the other user, the non-paying customer will get, but they also get something extra. So basically, we are focusing on these three platforms on how to monetize it.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, very quick one. What about, because are you charging them for playing your apps?
No, sir. All the apps are downloaded for free.
It's for free, except when they buy the tools or the special pass, then they have to pay money.
Yes, sir.
Right. But by looking at that, your target market is a very small size of target market. People who can appreciate this. So I'm just wondering how sustainable can you be in the long run?
Okay, so the thing is, when we focus on culture, basically what we are trying to do is we want to be a good storyteller. If you look at other games and everything, how does it attract players? Regardless of what do they want to convince, they can always embed culture, but it's how do they present the games to the audience. So basically, from our point of view, how do we do is we will become a storyteller where we try to mix how can we take advantage of the culture, bring it to people, but at the same time attract people at the same time. So basically, there is more of a psychological method there. So we have to know how to actually attract people by integrating with the culture aspect as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I have a very, very quick question? Okay, in comparative study, in terms of how can you, what's the number based on your knowledge? How's the number that is going to be considered as a success in terms of the number of downloads? And what's the most, there's an application that you mentioned also already in the beginning about the most successful one, which is going to be at a 10,000 download, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that correct? So again, comparative study, what's the most successful in terms of number of downloads in terms of the competitors?
Okay, so of course, if we were to compare a number directly, our number is totally dwarfed by what the competitors are doing. For example, the recent game, Genshin Impact, they managed to get 17 downloads within 4 days. So for us, we managed to get the 10K downloads within 30 days.
Okay.
I'm so sorry to cut you off, but your time is up. Thank you very much for the questions, jury members, and the feedback provided. Jury members, you now begin scoring the company. Please drop a message down in the chat room once you're done. Thank you so much, Izzuddin. And with that final presentation from Pixelated Enterprise, we have now come to the end of the pitching session for today's competition. Allow us to take a quick break while our jury members and organizers tally up the final overall scores for the competition. The overall winner for the national champion of Brunei will be announced after the break. Please stay tuned until the end of the event today. I request all the juries to please go over the scores again. Juries, I request all of you to please re-evaluate the scores. Thank you. Welcome back to the closing segment of Brunei's chapter of the AIM Startup Virtual Pitch Competition. Before we announce the overall winner for today's competition, let me now invite all the jury members back on stage for the announcement of the winners. We would also like to inform you that the startups that do not win in today's competition will have a second chance to be featured at the AIM, and that is through our second segment, that is Global Technopreneurs. For further details of the competition, please visit our website www.aimcongress.com. Now, I would like to ask the juries to please come up on stage and say a few words about our competition today. Jury members, over to you.
Thank you very much for inviting us, AIM, and of course, under the patronage of the Sheikh and from the ministry. And thank you again, as I mentioned. Thank you for being around. Thank you for the startups. And as you've learned from us, we also learned so much from you, and we appreciate your presence. And here's wishing you a really fruitful, not just days, but years and years of sustainability. Thank you very much.
Hi, firstly, thanks to AIM and Dare Brunei for organizing the event. A very, I would say, thanks to the participants who prepared the pitch. It's usually, if you have those 20-30 minutes presentations, it's easy to go through the whole story about your business, but putting a pitch in 5 minutes is a very tough job. Some of us have gone through that, so well done to all of you. Whoever comes winner deserves, but the people other who do not win also have another chance, as Mike said earlier. So thank you so much, and I'm very glad to be part of this.
Hi everybody, all the participants, you guys have done a great job, and in fact, it's very diverse. All the business ideas, and especially we were talking about in today's technology. I wish you all the best, and you are all winners now. Frankly, if you have get into this stage, you are all winners. Yeah? All the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, juries. And now for the much awaited moment. Overall, I think we have a very competitive pool of contestants today, and all the participants are amazing in their own way. And they have demonstrated their respective strength and unique proposition in the sector they operate in. Without further ado, I would like to announce the overall winner for Brunei's chapter of the AIM Startups Virtual Pitch Competition 2020. The winner for today's competition is Innovero, which was represented by Ian. Congratulations, Ian. We are proud to have you present Brunei at the final AIM 2020 Global Startups Champions League in Dubai later this year. With that in mind, thank you once again to all the jury members, contestants, and members of the organizing team for being part of today's competition. On behalf of the co-organizers, Islamic Development Bank Group and Darussalam Enterprise, we would like to express our sincere gratitude and appreciation to the AIM team and the UAE's Ministry of Economy for the opportunity to host the Brunei's chapter of the AIM Startups Virtual Pitch Competition. The annual investment meeting is scheduled to take place in 20th to 22nd of October of this year. So for more updates on the latest development of the annual investment meeting, please stay tuned to www.aimcongress.com. For everyone's information, a replay of today's event will be made available on the annual investment meeting's YouTube channel in due course. Before we end today's event, I would request Ian to please come up on stage and say a few words.
Hello, hi. Thank you again. To be honest, I don't really know what to say. At this point, we just want to thank you for the juries. I think the question was asked was very on point. It made me think a little bit more, and hopefully needed all your wish to us, and also moving forward, they're able to compete in Dubai. Very much coming from me.
Thank you, Ian, and congratulations once again. Thank you to all the jury members once again, and have a great day. Thank you.
The world is a constant global economy is an evolving In line with the UAE vision for the next 50 years, AIM Digital, the first digital edition of the annual investment meeting, with a theme Reimagining Economies, the move towards a digital, sustainable and resilient future, will showcase the most attractive investment opportunities for people from over 170 countries. Join AIM Digital from 20 to 22 October. Visit aimcongress.com.